So with that, I'm going to introduce Gennadiy, and you have a brief, informative, entertaining presentation. I've been learning so much, okay? But it's not so easy to be speaking up in front of people for the first time. So let's give Gennadiy a round of applause, and we can begin our presentation. And whenever you're ready, sir, take it away, Gennadiy.
Thank you. So my name is Gennadiy, and I will be talking about AI and speech analytics. But most of my talk, I will not talk about what is speech analytics. I will talk what speech analytics is inside, how it works, and the most important, how you can differentiate legacy speech analytics from today, next generation speech analytics. How you can see if your vendor that you choose actually uses the next, latest and greatest technology and provide what they can provide to you. So briefly, speech analytics includes a few different things: transcription, sentiment analysis, topic analysis, call summarization, data reduction, automated QA or agent evaluation, data extraction. So let's talk about each of these briefly, how you can do all of these in different way. Old way, old school way, and legacy, and new way. So transcription. Transcription actually is one of fundamental technology for all of speech analytics, because all other fancy features, sentiment, auto QA, call summarization, all this is based on transcription. So if your transcription is not good enough, you cannot expect anything good from other technology. Thankfully, in the last few years, there were a few groundbreaking changes in automatic speech recognition on the market. And today, if your vendor is not very old, they should use pretty good transcription engine. So industry standard is about 85% accuracy for telephony calls. If somebody says that they have 99% accuracy, they are not telling you the truth. So telephony is excited speech, bad audio quality, it's spontaneous speech. So 85%, this is something that you can expect from any transcription engine today on the market. How you can differentiate the most advanced technology, transcription, from the OK transcription? So you can ask your vendor if they support multiple languages. And the tricky part here, do they support multiple languages in the same call? So some companies have bilingual calls. Like in the US, it's very common to see Spanish and English calls in the same contact center. In Canada, you will have French and English. And sometimes, quite actually more often than sometimes, you have calls where language changes during the call. This is tricky part, because traditional technology was based on two steps. First, you analyze, try to detect language. It is Spanish, English, French. And then you run single language model to transcribe those calls. In real life, it's more complicated. You have the same call where people talk Spanish and English at the same time. Sometimes they change. They start with English, they switch to Spanish, they go back to English. So the latest technology that is available only for last 2 years is when you have multilingual transcription engine that can understand intermixed languages. So if your vendor doesn't support multiple languages in the same call, they are using previous generation. Besides multilingual support, next-gen transcription must have tolerance to noise and accented speech. Usually, most of them, they are good. Real-time, this is actually optional. Real-time transcription is not always what you need to do, because when you do real-time transcription, you need to sacrifice accuracy. You don't have enough time to analyze every call, so you need to be as fast as possible. So transcription accuracy of real-time transcription will be always lower than post-call transcription. So it depends on your use cases. Maybe you don't need real-time transcription, and you are good with post-call transcription. Speaker diarization, sometimes you need it. For example, if you have Cisco WebEx native call recording, you have only mono-channel. You need to post-analyze this mono-channel and identify who is speaker at what point of the time. So sentiment analysis. this is actually the biggest part of my talk. Sentiment analysis existed for years on the market. And you can do sentiment analysis many different ways. At least 3 different generations exist on the market. And in our company, we actually developed all of these over the time. So we tried, we know from our experience what works, what doesn't work. And we know all the weaknesses of all these technologies. So first generation technology is lexicon-based. Actually, the 0 generation technology is tone pitch-based sentiment analysis. So if you hear that somebody analyzes audio, how loud people are talking, screaming, and that's something like sentiment analysis using tone or pitch analysis. In real life, it's very low accuracy. It's about 30% accuracy if used alone without any text transcription. It's rarely used in production. So just move on. Never use this one. So lexicon-based sentiment analysis is very often used even today because it's very easy to understand, and it seems like intuitively it should work. So you have a list of good words and a list of bad words. For every bad word, you have some negative score. For every good word, you have some positive score. 1 + 1, 1.5. So you basically look for those words in transcription and count them and have some overall score for the call. So intuitively, it should work. In real life, it does not. It doesn't work because there is one small issue, one big issue actually. It doesn't understand context. The same word can mean completely different thing depending on what was around it, around the context. So this is one of examples. Word catch in 2 different contexts. At first glance, the contract looks good, but there is a catch, negative. The second one, the fisherman plans to sell his catch to the market. It's okay, it's neutral. So the lexicon-based is really cannot differentiate these 2 words. It always match this word as negative. Rule-based sentiment analysis is slight improvement over the lexicon-based because it uses some fancy expression. You can do some programming as engineer, and you can configure, for example, cancel, near, word order. There is some distance between them, like problem, but after no, blah, blah, blah. So you can use rule-based sentiment analysis, but improvements is not significant over the lexicon-based. It's harder to configure. Accuracy is almost the same. The next second generation sentiment analysis is based on language model, or NLP, natural language processing. It's a combination of machine learning, when you train special sentiment model based on some examples, good examples, bad examples. So you have thousands of these examples, and you let machine to learn how to differentiate between different examples. So it's pretty good on very short sentences. So this is very good. So it can understand context in very short sentence, but it's not very good on very long conversation. The problem is you have conversation that starts probably negative, and then agent tries to resolve the issue. At the very end, there will be some resolution. So you don't want to flag this call as negative if it has been resolved. With LM-based or NLP-based, you are not able to do that because I have small animation here. This is how LM-based model will look at your call. It looks at one sentence at a time. So first it looks at first sentence. Well, like I said, my internet speed is inconsistent. Then it looks at second sentence, then next one, next, next. So that's how it looks. So that's the vision of that model. So now you have like 3 negative sentences, 2 positive, and now you need to do some fancy algorithm how you calculate total score. So probably this is negative because more negative than positive. Reality is no, it's actually at the very end it has been resolved. So it's not a problem. Have a great, wonderful day. So that's the main flaw of LM-based technology, which is still used by many companies. So LLM-based, this is the latest and greatest. This exists only after ChatGPT has been released only 2 years ago. And if your vendor is up to date, they should use this one. So LLM-based large language model, or ChatGPT, or generative AI, you can name it a few different names. They're almost the same. There are some nuances of what it is. But if you ever played with ChatGPT, you know the concept. There is a very smart AI that you feed some text, you feed some instructions, and you ask to do something with that text. In case of sentiment analysis, you basically tell AI, classify the following conversation into positive, neutral, or negative, and here is transcript. And AI will look at whole conversation, not the individual phrases, at whole conversation, and classify this call as positive or negative. What's more important, what's the most biggest advantage, is with LLM, you can give some additional definitions to AI. What is negative and positive for you? So not only classify as positive and negative, also you can classify the conversation as positive when customer is satisfied with the service, all the issues have been resolved, and the call ended well. Classify as negative when customer is upset, frustrated, the agent didn't answer those questions, and so on. So now you basically fine-tune and make the model classify the call the way you would like to classify them. If what is negative for you probably will be completely different, maybe positive for some other company. So you can use prompt to influence how your calls are classified. Not on individual words, not on individual sentences. It's basically on call outcome. How call ended, and what was the result of that call. And that you can design in a prompt and tell AI to classify your call properly. Another big advantage of LLM is you can actually ask AI to explain why the score was made that way, why it thinks that score is negative. This is an example of from our application. So we have sentiment score, we have some numerical score, -30, negative, from customer side -50. We have short explanation why AI thinks this is negative. So when you use old technology and you see only numerical score, -30, you may think, AI sometimes makes mistakes. So I still need to listen to whole conversation before I punish my agent. Now, with LLM, if your technology, if your vendor provides you explanation, you can just read short explanation. The conversation was scored as negative because customer was frustrated with no refund policy, lack of flexibility in changing the flight details, and so on. So when you read this short explanation, you have more confidence that this score is right. You don't need to waste your time on listening to whole conversation. You can make your judgment if this score is correct and what to do next. You can work with agents, or you can just keep, okay, maybe this is okay for you. The best product on the market gives you ability to design your prompt. Some of companies provide sentiment analysis, but it's one size fits all. So just the same prompt for every customer, and you cannot do any customization. The best product on the market gives you ability to change this prompt and make sure that sentiment analysis works for you on your calls. So call summarization. This is next thing in sentiment analysis. Call summarization, I will be short here. It must be LLM-based. If it's not LLM-based, not large language model, it's very bad quality. So all technology was really bad, and you probably don't find any call summarization with all technology right now. The one thing that stands out for good vendor between like average vendor is ability to, again, customize summarization. Ask your vendor, is call summary is the same for everybody? Or you can make some changes and ask AI to actually include in call summary something that's important for you. If you're a travel agency, for example, you would like to include in call summary date of travel, destination of travel, some other services they ordered. If you're a legal company, your call summary will look completely different. Like, what is incident date? Was police involved? What was case type? Motorcycle accident? Something else. So with good products actually provide you prompt designer or ability to customize and tell AI, based on the call transcript, provide me a short summary of this call and include into this summary certain things that are important for you, like reason of the call, solutions offered by agent, actions taken during the call, next actions. So when you have this prompt submitted to AI, you will have in the end the summary that's actually useful for you, not just generic summary that has short copy of the call. It actually extracts what is important from that call from you. So that's what you need to ask your vendor. Do they provide customization for call summary? Can you influence how call summary looks like? Is it in bullet point? Is it just regular text? What information is included? Topic analysis. This is also technology that many vendors provided for a long time, and historically it was based on phrase-based engine. So you just create a list of different phrases that you are searching for in transcript. Like for topic order cancellation, you will search for cancel my order, cancel the order, order canceled, cancel pending order. So you need to list all these variations of this phrase. You look for it and you mark this call as order cancellation. It's very hard to maintain. So you need to think ahead of time what would be possible ways to say it. And it works only on very simple cases, very simple word matching. I will check my time.
You have 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So I will fast forward to how topic analysis should look like in good product. It needs to be based on LLM first. It needs to be, you should be able to tell AI what initial list of topics are, like in this one, some sample topics, schedule appointment, issue, place in order, and you can let AI to create new topics for you that you don't even know that they exist in your calls. So that's the best outcome from LLM, because it can find some insights from your data that you didn't expect it. It can find that people are calling the organization because of something, and you have like thousands of calls of that. And you never know that they're calling about internet problem or some website is not working. So LLM can do that, can actually analyze every call and create a unique topic for every call, even the one that you didn't expect it. We are running out of time, so we have booth over there, MiaRec. So if you have any questions or would like to learn more, I have a lot more information about this topic, so we'll be happy to share with you.
This is Gennadiy, everybody. I think you did a fine job indeed. So we don't mean to rush you off the stage. Actually, I could listen to this all day long. So this is Gennadiy from Northern California. And please, if you have any questions, do stick around. We'll take good care of you, okay? And remember, all words are magic words. Not so much because they make something out of nothing, but because they make something out of everything. Deep subject. Okay, class dismissed. Thank you so much. Nice work.